So you have shown people how to do it. Okay. I would think that there are habits and characteristics of people who are successful property entrepreneurs. Okay.
Yes.
So please share some of those habits with my audience.
Thank you so much for that. So the thing is, if you've heard me throughout this entire interview, you can hear me say mentors over and over.
Yeah.
Until I started using mentors, my life did not change. Until I changed my circle, my life did not change. So I've lived in this country now going to over 18 years. And for me to get those habits, number one thing, I had to change my circle.
Yeah.
All right. My circle before 2016, or rather 2015. So I came to this country in 2004. Between those times, the only people that I knew around me were just people who, the richest person I knew was one Auntie Stella, who had a corner shop in Peckham. She sells tomatoes, onions, she sells food stuff and everything, all this African food stuff. That was the most successful person I knew. Guess one day I sat down with her recently and we spoke, and she said, you know what, I still went there. She still has the same shop and she still has just one of them. And we're talking and she's like, how's business? She's like, yeah, how much are you doing a month? She's like, yeah, we're doing, on a good month, we make £3,000 profit. On a bad month, we make, 1,000, or sometimes we make about 5,000, depend anyway. And I've known this woman throughout my entire journey in this country. That was the only woman I ever knew that was successful around me. Now, the most educated and the most successful professional I knew was a doctor, but he shipped all his money back home all the time. Right? So my circle was just Benin people, Igbo people, Yoruba people, all of us people together. And the only thing we enjoyed was just those similar things that we enjoyed in Nigeria, not actually creating wealth and actually building. So like I said, we make money, we think we need to enjoy immediately.
Yeah.
So that instant gratification,
yeah.
We make so much money, we go to weddings, you see somebody change £500 to spray in a wedding, you see someone doing a child's naming ceremony. A child just turned 1 year old. You are a security guard in a security job in Tesco. Your wife probably is a doctor, or maybe both of you are doctors. It's good to celebrate. But you go to an African party, you see them lavishing over 30,000, 40,000 pounds to celebrate. Right? It's great if you can afford it, and it's great. But how about those who are not at that level, who save £20,000 and your security guard?
Yeah.
How about those who spoil all these different types of money? You see somebody celebrating 50 years old, all right, and she works in a care home where she's getting paid £10 an hour. She's celebrating 50 years old, and then you didn't see her borrowing money to celebrate her 50 years old party. I see them every day because people message me every day. Oh, I'm celebrating my 50th. I'm celebrating my 50th, and maybe she's in care work or she's doing some sort of other kind of not high quality job or some credit job. And she's like, oh, that job, my 50th, I've spent 30,000 though, I should be. And I was actually moved recently. I said, Auntie, just look at yourself. You said you've saved over how many years? You're going to blow £30,000 on your 50th birthday. I said, so people are going to come and eat and drink your £30,000. Then after that, what's going to happen? I said, you've actually you've built, and all of a sudden you decided to just what?
Break it.
Destroy. All right? And you see an average African person every now and then wearing the designers' clothes was meant for people who were making higher income.
Yeah.
So people who are celebrity, like a footballer who can play good football. So what am I trying to say here? The habits is not, the main problem. The biggest problem is, again, how we've been reorientated. So number one habit is we have to reorientate ourselves, especially those of us who are still on these different types of come-ups. We need to start focusing on building. So you need to sit down and write yourself a goal of the next 20 years. What do I want my life to be like in the next 20 years?
Yeah.
Am I prepared to do what's hard now so that my life is easy? So instead of celebrating every single birthday of your kids, celebrating your every year you spend 20, 15,000 pounds celebrating birthdays, inviting people, spending 15, 20,000 pounds, 10,000 pounds, 1,000, 2, 3, 4,000 pounds, always doing parties and all, spoiling all this money, wearing so much expensive things. You want to start investing things that builds life, things that you can pass as a legacy, things. You need to become an empire builder. Stop wasting. Stop living a life of wastefulness.
And that's what we do as the people in Nigeria, in Africa.
It's a normal thing. It's a normal. Yeah. It's a normal. It's like just a normal thing.
Yeah, and that's substantial in how our countries in Africa are. We don't build.
No.
We consume.
Why do you think an oil producing nation like Nigeria, top 50 in OPEC, we still import petroleum products?
Yeah.
It's only recently we started to consume our own. Before now, we never consume our own music. Before now, we never really consume our own movies the way we're consuming it now. Before now, we never actually, if you were native, before now, I'm from the 80s. I was born in the 80s. I'm 42 years old now. So I know what I'm talking about. I'm young, but I'm not still that young because I saw a lot of them. Before now, if you were native, it's not that Afrobeat and Nollywood has helped promote African clothes.
Yeah.
Before now, if you were native to a party, people be like, what's that? What people forgot is the Gucci you're wearing is somebody's name.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Versace you're wearing is somebody's name. Yes, I'm wearing people's clothes, but this shirt I'm wearing is less than 20, 30, 40 pounds. Bill Gates wears this. Mark Zuckerberg wears the same plain color shirts every
day. Yeah.
So I think we need to start resetting our priorities. It's very essential.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Yes, Daniel. So you have actually answered one of my biggest questions, which I was going to ask you. What you just told my audience, the kind of advice that young people need to hear, okay, to start building rather than consuming, okay. And you said it just like a real entrepreneur, to teach people, tell people to build. And this is what we need. This kind of habit of building is what we need to actually build Africa. Because I go online, I talk to young people, and they mostly complain, okay? Complain. And then when we ask them, okay, you're complaining about this, what are you going to do? Most of them have no idea, or they are good at complaining. You tell them, okay, you do this, let's see how it works. They are not willing to do it, but they are always ready to complain. So what you just told my audience is what we need to do. All of us are still young, okay? Yeah. I'm just a little bit below 50. So all of us are youths, okay? So